have the pleasure to introduce our 1 year showcase anniversary presenter. So a year ago, Josef Hjelmaker came in and presented his company, Electric Outdoors. So Josef was the former CIO at Thor, VP of Global Product at Whirlpool, and also worked at Delphi at the director level. He's brought many innovative products and strategies and got to see those come to life in his prior life working in big corporate America. But I remember you just saying oh, we're doing it wrong at Thor. With anybody own a Thor camper? Or one of those big, okay, anyway, I mean neither. So now with a team of purpose-driven tech and outdoor enthusiasts, they are working to connect people with sustainable outdoor experiences. It was such a pleasure to coach you last year, and I'm so excited for you to give this update because I heard it's really good news. So, I don't know, Josef is here to share with us all the successful year that they've had.
Well, thank you so much, Jen. And yeah, I mean, it's a true privilege to be here tonight. I mean, it's nothing about the last year has been easy. I can just say that I was accepted by this team, and I think that it was Wiebke that really brought me in and said, "You gotta do this, Josef. You need it." She saw me at some plug-and-play event of some sort, and my story wasn't quite there yet. I know what I wanted to do, and I feel really blessed and privileged to have been through a wonderful coaching team. I wanted to have pictures in my slide deck, but as always, I was late sending it to Jen. But Jen and John and Gary and Kevin, where are you? Oh, there's Kevin. I think Linda is the only one that isn't here today. I mean, I know you know, but it can't be emphasized enough that what you do to support entrepreneurs is so valuable. I mean, thank you, Jen, for showing my background. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of experience, and I knew what I was getting into, I thought. And having done everything that Jen said, 18 years of automotive experience at Delphi Electronics and Safety, what's now Aptiv, green safe and connected technologies, 4.5 years at Whirlpool Corporation, leading $4 billion enterprises, 2 years at Thor in their C-suite, leading a company or being part of a company that grew from $9 billion to $18 billion during the pandemic was, I mean, an amazing. I've had an amazing journey. So you would think you're ready for something like starting a company, but the journey that Jen and the team took me through has really been a key success factor of why we're still here today, why we're still working on something that we really have passion for and burn for all together. So thank you. It's a really, again, I feel blessed to have been part of this community. So I'm going to try to give you a quick update, and I guess I already took 3 minutes, so I don't know what I have left. But just like Jen said, and this is going to be a little bit of a repeat of what I did a year ago, but I want to bring you back a little bit to what we do, because maybe not all of you were here and have heard about us. So just like Jen said, we're all about connecting people with sustainable outdoor experiences. And by the way, the accent you're hearing is Swedish, so I'll blame any bloopers on my non-native English skills. But connecting people with sustainable outdoor experiences is nothing easy at all. It's a major challenge. And especially if you want to go to the outdoors electrically, go camp and go beyond the grid. There is something called landowners that invite us to the land. And right now we show up at their land in our gasoline or our diesel-powered vehicles, but these landowners, they have no way of unlocking their land for us showing up electrically. It takes decades to build out essential infrastructure. It costs millions of dollars to execute, and even the most sustainably focused initiative, they do scar and harm nature drastically. So these landowners, they have no sustainable, no affordable ways of unlocking their lands for us. And this problem, it's a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure problem that we're addressing. Every year, more than 80 million American households go camp. They grow with more than 15% on an annual basis, rapidly converting to electric vehicles, and less than 20% of all the essential infrastructure is deployed in these rural locations where they go. And add to that, one of my favorite consumer groups, the American youth that are embracing mobility, demanding sustainable accommodation, and never ever has it been harder to find a place to go. Well, that's why we founded Electric Outdoors. Our EO Canopy, a portable, solar-powered and off-grid destination energy system. It solves for all these infrastructure challenges and really helps landowner unlock new land, new destination, allowing us to travel to the outdoors, even electrically. We've designed it to be very fast and easy to deploy. You can move it around. It supports microgrid related application. You can connect them to each other and or the grid. And it's really that inviting platform that allows us to go to the outdoors and start our outdoors experiences all together. Okay, am I aiming it the wrong direction? Oh, okay. Back. Okay, so one of the unique features with our canopy is the solar roof structure. So obviously we harvest a lot of energy from renewable resources, and the main source for that is energy. And our solar tracking roof that follows the sun collects about 45 kilowatt hours of energy on a daily basis, which is, for as a reference, about 4 to 5 of small American households' daily energy consumption. And it's about 30% more than you would get from a similarly sized fixed PV installation altogether. And then we keep all that energy that we harvest from the sun in batteries. We have everything from 100 to 450 kilowatt hours of energy stored in our batteries, depending on the application altogether. And we use that energy to charge back to vehicles, electric or not. We do harvest and keep water fresh, and we take care of waste as well through incineration. So basically, all the essentials so that we can focus on creating memories, having no anxieties, including range anxiety altogether. And one of the things, that I said is not easy is that when you're trying to bring climate tech to life, not only do you have to build physical structure, you also need to develop a backbone, a software-based backbone to support that physical structure. So in our product is included an always connected AWS, IoT, and cloud-powered backbone that basically allows for us to create energy management and consumer experiences in a way that nobody has done before. And having an asset like that allows us to form fit many different kind of hardware applications around that software platform. And obviously, a software platform you can learn from, develop new features and functions, and very importantly for our customers, you can extract recurring digital revenues to support the business of the product altogether. One thing that I have a lot of passion about is ESG and how we're working towards that. And we're proud to be having a very positive impact with the products that we're building to life. We're offsetting a lot of carbon emission with the solutions that we're bringing out in the world right now, or in US right now. And we're also thinking about the product itself in how we're building it up, assuring that we're building using material that eventually, with some innovation, can be fully biodegradable as well. So it's a lot of pride we take into building this, thinking about the impact that we're making on Earth already from the beginning with the product. And part of the successes, we're just a hardworking team altogether, so I don't know what success means really, but we are super proud to be out there in the live world with our products, testing them in real world application. We're in a pilot phase right now. One of the key things that we've said is that before we scale, we want to make sure that we know the things we don't know. We know a lot of things, and we've tested a lot of things. But every day we learn something new, and you learn so much more by having your products out in the real world. That's really testing you, that's really testing the product and your skills altogether. So right now we're in a pilot phase. I love this picture. This is one of the units that we're having. It's up in the Upper Peninsula. And watch out on social media. Soon we'll be sharing some amazing video about people that have been there and what they've been experienced and what the feeling is all about being at one of our products. But this unit that you're seeing on the pictures here is right outside the city of Nigani, a coal mining, underrepresented city in the Upper Peninsula, very close to Lake Superior. And it's situated on a land that they share together with the Department of National Resources, a land that they for decades have been trying to do something useful about, like a campground. All of a sudden, our asset is out there, unleashing something that they've been trying to do for 20, 30 years. And we're opening up that land, and people can come there to experiences, create great experiences altogether. And not only that, the city sees that this has the potential of generate revenue as an asset itself. But what it also does is it creates economic growth for the city itself, jobs that can be done around the unit, and they're realizing that they can sell a lot of additional services like renting out bikes, renting out kayaks, selling food, selling beer and wine, all of those things that adds hundreds of dollars of economic growth around an asset like that. So I love that use case, and that's one of the reasons why we're also up in the Upper Peninsula unleashing this. And then just in a couple of weeks, we're going to be launching in Colorado. Another wonderful use case up at McGregor Ranch in Rocky Mountain National Park, just outside a city called Estes Park. It's a beautiful location. It serves a completely different consumer groups in terms of national parks and federal institutions altogether. And right after that, we will be launching in Florida at the Motor Enclave, another customer group of ours, private landowners that see an opportunity to unleash their land with our applications. And then in January, maybe I will be working out of there, Monterey Bay, right at the Pacific Bay, together with another economic growth that want to help us push our product and experience out in that region. So all, again, back to launching with strategic customers in strategic geographical locations. And yes, we have raised money. We raised 1.3 million. We were able to close 1.3 million in August of this year, which was, thank you. Which was a relief, but like I said, it's been a year of working to bring the community together, and we're so grateful. Michigan primarily is behind the first 1.3 million. I just flew in from Denver today. We're talking with a lot of investors now out in around the states that might have a few more sun hours than we have in Michigan, like Colorado, California, Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona. But Michigan have really been the fuel that got us going all together and was the majority of the 1.3 million we were able to close in August. We have about 700,000 to a million committed for the next round. So we're going to be working hard here the next couple of months to try to close out the full round towards the end of the year. But certainly feels really good to be able to close 1.3 million at this stage of the company. And then finally, I think this might be my final slide, and it's really a recognition and a celebration, I would say, to a community like NEF, but also Michigan in general, like I mentioned, who has really been standing behind us as we've been launching our products and bringing it to life. We have a lot of great companies, everything from renowned technology companies to fabricators to investors and strategic customers and partners that will help us bring this to life altogether. But it's really been a blessing to be working and launching this company in Michigan altogether. And again, NEF, thank you so much for helping us to be where we are today.
Questions? Anyone have any questions? You didn't? Did you know I was going to let them ask questions?
Yeah, that's okay.
Tony has a question.
This works.
Sure. It's a beautiful looking unit. How much does one cost?
It costs about, we sell it for about $125 to $150, so $150,000 to a customer. Now that's gross. On, let's say, a Midwest customer, on an average Midwest customer will benefit from about 38% of incentives from state and federal green tax incentives and so forth. California has a benefit of the state pretty much matching everything that the feds are doing. So we're talking 65% of incentives that they will get on a product like this. And if you're a Native American tribe, there's a whole set of different things that they can pull from. So we're talking about almost an immediate return on an investment like a product like this. But we usually say that a customer that buys our product will see renewable energy, coming at a payback of about 18 months or less.
So you're gonna like sell 10 or 20 or 30 at a time to a place?
Yeah, again, my philosophy is that once we're done with our pilot, we will start our scale. I already have we have about $5 million worth of letter of intents. We're not converting a single one of those until I feel that I can stand behind everything that we're doing with the product, but it's great to have that appreciation. I have the Upper Peninsula Economic Development Team who wants 10 units before the summer season starts 2025. I have a developer in many places around US that wants our units, and we're going to start convert as soon as we're through our pilot phase here.
I have a comment and a question.
Yes.
Well, wait, we're going to go to Bob first, sorry.
How much is it if I have an electric vehicle to rent it for the night, and if I have a gas vehicle to rent for the night?
Good question. I mean, basically, the whole glamping space, and I didn't bring any of the market slides in here, right? But the market that we associate the most with is what we call the North America glamping market. It's a $1.1 billion US market, growing like crazy as well. And an average cost or an average price that a consumer is paying to stay at a glamping site, whether it's a tent or a treehouse or whatever, is $400. So $400 a night. So we leave it to our customers, like the landowners, whatever kind they are, to set the price for what they want to charge. But look at it as an Airbnb opportunity, a glamping opportunity, something that people will be able to. They will pay a lot of money for it altogether. The market is already there and have testified for that altogether. Now, if you have an electric vehicle and you want to use the energy in there, our customers can really start charge for that as well. I mean, it's really up to them how they want to price it in the end. But we are giving them all the resources, physical and digital, to be able to do whatever they want with the unit.
So the first comment is, I just love the aesthetics of what you have there. I mean, you have all this great tech in there. And I looked at that and I said, look at that beautiful deck, and the deck chair is sitting out there. I can hang out and relax as all this is happening. I really appreciate that touch. I think it makes a lot of difference. It's not just a function, it's an experience. But going back to you mentioned the tax credits and things like that. So my son does a lot of, writes project finance deals. And a lot of what they do is they incorporate the tax credits into these deals that they do. Do you have a sense that there is an opportunity for people to buy, let's say investors buy 10 units and sell the tax credits? Is that something you think?
100%.
Okay.
I mean, what we built into our system is people smarter than me and my team have been going through all the hundreds of opportunities that are out there from an incentive point of view. We can help our customer basically tell us who you are, what kind of company you are, and where you plan to launch this unit, and out will all the incentives come. Now, we are in conversation with different kind of financial institutions that do exactly what you said, right? Benefit from tax credits, sales tax credits, and so forth. It's an enormous business opportunity. We stick to B2B for now, selling units, but we have assured that everything that we're bringing to life, including the digital assets, allow us to scale in our business model, because this started as an experience, and I appreciate that you bring that up, because that's really what we wanted, right? When I worked at Thor, my team, what we saw was needed altogether was all these people want to go out there, and they struggle doing it today. And if you can't afford to buy a $70,000 or $250,000 camper, and you're a young couple in Detroit that surfs the web on Monday and want to go do something on Friday, it is impossible. And especially if you have a Tesla or something like that. So democratizing the way we're going to the outdoors and doing that in a sustainable way and doing that with the experience in mind, that's really what we want to achieve with this.
Time for one last question. Are there bathrooms in the unit?
Yes.
Thank you. That's my question. I knew the answer already, but it's important, don't you think?
All right. Well, we are accepting checks, so just come to me if you're interested.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.